Hi everyone, Trina here. Good morning or evening, wherever you may be, and thank you for being here. Sorry for my absence. I've been out of town trying to learn more healing modalities and how to work with water and pulling and pushing things out and into our bodies. And we're seeing some very powerful, amazing results. And working on some wonderful potentials. So, as I get more, I will share. But we are definitely on our way to something beautiful. And it seems like every time I meet new people from this community and in this frequency, amazing things happen. So, we were talking about in this wonderful, beautiful book, The Return of the Divine Sophia. Initiations, secret societies, magic, all of these hidden things, they've been made mysterious and dark because people have used them for these purposes. And this is why there is such a strong truth to that darkness. But see, that's a beautiful thing. We choose how we work our magic. And magic is as simple as a prayer. And don't underestimate the power of those prayers. Thing is we have to, the more we learn to come into our own power, the more you have to understand the duality of that which is within you. You will be faced with your darkness, you will be faced with your light, and you will choose which one you will operate within. So my advice to you all is stay true to the light. Stay true to what's inside of you. And no, you never need anything outside of you. If you have the thought to conceive something of which you want, desire, or need, you already have the means to manifest it in your reality. Just the ability to conceive the thought means it's ready to be birthed from within. So, I had an amazing weekend. I learned a lot, and I can't wait to share more with you all. Hopefully the Arkansas trip or one of these times when we all find a way to get together as a community and a group, I would love to share much of what I've learned with all of you. So hopefully you can start to practice the same modalities. And a lot of this stuff that we're working on will be relatively new, but it's all based upon ancient teachings. So nothing new under the sun, right? It's just about remembering. So through the path of exploration, I'm seeing some of us go through some profound changes, emotions, discovering who and what we've been before. And some of those things are kind of scary, kind of dark. And I saw little beautiful Elsie, and she was talking about her remembrance of the giants. And then she got to see an angel. And she can't stop crying. So she saw that angel. And oh, can I relate to that emotion? It's beautiful. Bathe in it. All those tears that you feel, that's your anointing. So let them flow. Let them flow until they are no more. Because when they are no more, your anointing is finished. So embrace the tears. Embrace the joy. And know the angel that you saw might have just been you. So Elsie, my dear, that message is for you. So we will begin 1.7, The Hidden Mysteries of the Divine. And where we were was we were talking about the different initiations and the knowledge preservation And we were talking about Thoth, the god of wisdom. And this is a picture of Thoth in the eye. And look at the eye below Thoth. That's reptilian. Pay attention to the details in these symbols. They mean a lot. So it says, Thoth was speaking, and he was talking about a time that the Egyptians had honored the divinity within the pious minds and with arduous service. Their holy worship will become infectious. The gods leaving the earth will go back to heaven. They will abandon Egypt. This land, once home of this religion, would be widowed of the gods. There would no longer be a care for religious observance, but yet for a more painful thing. It will be laid down under so-called laws and pains of punishments. These are the laws we're currently under. So, as religion was lost and indoctrination was taught, control mechanisms were brought into place. Oh, puppies, go play outside, please. I love you very much. But you must go play outside. So, who will preserve this knowledge once it was lost? Us. This is our job, and this is why we have come back. Because many of us have already gone through these teachings, these learned abilities. We worked very hard to obtain mastery of them. So once you can start to remember them, you can start to reconnect to them, and you can start to express them. So who would preserve this knowledge once it was lost? I wondered, how could we reclaim it today? I realized then that there had to be people like Shasta out there, people like me, souls who were actually reincarnates of ancient initiates. Alive in our time, they had begun to awaken their own memories and recapture what has been lost through all the centuries of death and destruction. Was this the reason that the priestess of Isis had called me years ago? Over time, I was to learn, as the destruction of the great civilization approached, the mystery schools sent initiates into other lands and set up centers of wisdom in places around the globe. But again, politics, power, greed, ignorance, all wiped out these streams of wisdom. So now it is our time to remember, so we can rebirth these abilities, gifts, and graces that we learned from the gods. The last gate. I followed Shasta to the last gate, trying to absorb the truth behind her words. We are now in the North Gate, the place of the teachers, she said. It's funny. I went to the gate this weekend, to the place of the teachers. And while I was there, I got to spend some time with two very amazing, beautiful masters. One known as the Lord, or Jesus, and the other, Saint Germain. It was wonderful. They shared much with me, helped me remember more of who I am. And these experiences change you, and they shake you to your core. They bring forth so much joy and emotion and a remembering of true family, true bonds, true oaths, true love. Profound, the gifts that we have given one another through the word and the vibrations that we speak. So we are now at the North Gate, the place of the teachers, she said, where the white wolf pelt lay over the cool white alabaster slab. A bleached cow skull rested on top of it, and statues of white angels flanked on all sides. I was deep in my own thought and I did not speak. After a moment, Shasta began. The North is the place of the teachers. It is the home of the masters, the wise ones who oversee our planet. It is the home of Sophia, the goddess of wisdom, and Ma'at, the goddess of truth. It is the abode of the Arctic wolf and of the white buffalo calf woman, the star woman who brought the balance to the native people. It was she who taught them how to communicate with the spirit world in the sweat lodge. It was she who taught them to dance the prayers around the tree of life in the Sundance ceremonies. It was she who brought forth the sacred pipe, or the chanupa, to the tribes. Who is the white buffalo calf woman? I asked. The name seemed so strange and mysterious to me. The star woman who teaches the balance of life, that all beings are part of the same great circle. And then it shows an O with a word. I don't know if you can see it, and I'll try to pronounce it. It says O Mitakuya Ayasin. Ayasin. Tough word. Okay. Probably Native American. All of my relations, the four-footed, the winged, the tree of people, the stone of people, the balance of all kingdoms. She knows that we must honor the balance of the wheel of life, or we will destroy ourselves. Wow, that's Earth. That's the dying of all the trees and the fish and the earthquakes and the volcanoes. We're seeing all that now. This is a cry of Gaia. She's saying, I need my children's support. We have to find balance. We've got to stop poisoning her and destroying her. And we can make this change because we can will it to be done. It is that simple, and we have that power. So let's come together and start healing this planet. Send forth such powerful healing that the earth will have nothing to do other than rejoice in the waves of the healing that we send. And let her do her work, because she knows more than we do. I absorbed the power of these words in silence. I did not speak. Shasta took me by the hand. Come, let us now talk. Let us step through the pillars of initiation. Let us take our seats in the place of the eternal silence. She led me quietly through an archway that I had not noticed before. It was so covered in greenery. I imagined that in the spring it would be full of roses. We settled onto a nearby bench, close enough to the circle that I could still feel the pulsing of the wheel. Now, she said softly, tell me what it is that I can do for you. I am ready to study with you, I said without preamble. Shasta sat in silence for a few minutes, choosing her words with care. Good. Then I will convene the circle. I teach only women. You know. I was not surprised. This will change our relationship, she said solemnly. I will no longer be your friend. I will now be your teacher. I know that you have been trained in other paths, but now you will become a novice to the goddess. If you wish, you may take your vows to become a priestess. A year and a day after the training is completed, I nodded, taking this in. We will begin in late winter, and we will go for 4 seasons. How else could you learn to live the life of a priestess if you do not learn how to mark the yearly changes? The question was rhetorical. Will we also meet on the 8 high holy days? I will give you a schedule. Shasta stood up and embraced me, and then kissing me on each cheek. I could already feel our relationship shifting. In the meantime, you may want to take some time away from your busy schedule to do a little bit of research. You are certainly going to need it. Chapter 5. The Circle Convenes. To the one who comes forth from heaven, hail, do we say. Loftiness, greatness, reliability are hers, as she comes forth radiantly in the evening. A holy torch that fills the heavens. Her stance is like the moon and the sun. On earth she is enduring. Mistresses of the lands. Exaltation of Inanna, from the Sumerian city of Erech. On earth she is enduring. Mistresses of the land. Beautiful. We will resume with the circle, and it's when we convene in the circle on the next one. But I wanted to share a little bit with you guys about some of the stuff I was doing this weekend. We were working with foot baths, and we were putting different things into the foot baths, like magnesiums and salts and different stuff, and we were bringing forth all kinds of stuff out of our bodies and putting stuff into our bodies. Okay. I keep hearing we need to really work on connecting to Pegasus, which is the hypothalamus in our brain. As much as the pineal gland is needing repair, so is the hypothalamus. It seems that our glandular systems are very overloaded at this moment, and they are very exhausted. They've been really working hard to deal with all the toxins that have been put into the system and into our bodies. So with that, we need to detox. We got to start getting some of this stuff out. Barium, strontium, there's a lot of stuff that's showing up in the body. Just shouldn't be there. So these are some of the things that I was getting. Okay, so I had a dream the night before I left, and I saw Queen of Quartz and the Astrals, and I saw Wayne, and I saw some other people, Kent, Al. There was several of us there, and I had to go through a portal to get to the meeting place, but we were all there, and I went through a portal. I was brought to a door, and I heard I needed the key, so I brought forth my key, and I placed my key upon the door, and I opened the door, and when I opened the portal, they were all standing there in a garden. And Wayne, when I opened the door, he had a teapot in his hand, and he was like, "Would you like some tea?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And then I woke. So it seems that many of us are starting to meet all the time in the astrals. And it's okay if you don't remember it. You're still there. We're still meeting, and we're still doing what we're meant to do through our subconscious, the part of us that's hidden. But nonetheless, it's still very active, and it's doing what it should. And we're coming together. And this is what I've been seeing, is we are going to start to become as connected there as we are here. And this is how we will build the bridge into the new dimension. And we will do this together. So, okay. I keep hearing and seeing a certain word and name, and I keep hearing it and seeing it, and it's been confirmed to me over and over again. And it is the wildest thing to receive these pieces of information about parts of you that you forgot. And then as soon as you get the information, it starts to show up in the reality in many different ways. And I'm seeing this like over and over again. It was kind of like when they told me that I held the secret keys that were hidden, that I held the keys of the mysteries. And they told me that, like the Knights Templars, how they were holding a lot of the secret text and stuff like that. And their symbol was a cross, and another symbol of the people that were holding the Sangreal, the knowledge of the Grail, would hold the fleur-de-lis. So they told me that was a symbol for me to help me remember who I am, and that's why I put it on my body, and I put it on my left arm to receive the wisdom and the remembering of that part of my history. So, and as soon as I put that on my arm, it was back in, oh God, it's 2003. As soon as I put that on my wrist, I was 33 years old, I think. As soon as I put it on my wrist, the symbol started showing up everywhere. And now you see the fleur-de-lis everywhere. And it was so funny because everybody asked me if I'm a Saints fan. I'm like, no, it's not about football. It's about something a little bit bigger, the Holy Trinity. So with that, it's so funny the way these things show up in your life. And then it's so funny how you can see how symbols mean certain things to people while they mean completely different things to others. So we need to understand that too. There's so much wisdom in a symbol. Symbols, in their proper explanation, would be a multi-dimensional, multi-volume book of information. This is what I've been shown with symbols. Symbols symbols are before the word. So within the symbol, the word was birthed. So they're one in the same, kind of. It's kind of hard to explain. But this is what I see. It's like the symbols, the word comes out of the symbols. I guess that's the best way I can explain it, what I see in my mind. So with learning the power of symbols and energy and word and all of these things are the building blocks for our matrix, our reality. And all of those are based upon sound, and sound is frequency. So we were working with frequency, and we're working with a new product that's biospiritual frequency generator. So working with these different frequencies, we're just seeing what their potentials are, and it's beautiful stuff. I've been dabbling with this for well over 20 years. I received it as a gift for my wedding gift, and I've been experimenting with these beautiful frequencies for many, many years. So I think it's time for many of us to start remembering these frequencies. These frequencies are high and they are divine. And when you tap into these frequencies, your body, it heals. It does it on its own. And it's profound, and it can be life-changing. So we will be sharing more of this in future time to come, and hopefully gathering meetings together where we can share and experience and document and learn and study and do more research and see more about the hidden keys that we will soon be discovering and unlocking each other. And that's what these keys are for. They're to help us unlock our own doors, your doors, the doors within you. Because behind those doors are your treasures. And wow, you want your treasures because they're yours and you've earned them. You have earned them, And you worked so hard to get them. And this is truth. So, we're seeing kidney stones dissolve. We're seeing tumors come out of people's bodies. We're seeing amazing things. We're seeing people who are on, there's no options. Medical fields, they're exhausted. They've tried everything. There's nothing left except for to go home and die. We're seeing turnarounds. So we have such beautiful power. And it seems sometimes if medicine isn't working for you, maybe you're supposed to look outside of that to save your life. Many of us will heal from medicine, but many won't. And the ones who won't and the ones who don't are the ones who might have to be the ones who are forced into the remembering of their own power. No one can heal you. You truly do it yourself. We just activate each other. We help each other. But you do this. It's profound, the power that's inside. I was given a message this weekend by the Masters, Saint Germain and the Lord. And they said if we truly would really understand and really believe and truly know the power that we have within us, they said we would change the reality instantaneously. And they said we could produce any reality we want to see. Any reality we want to see. There is no limits to what we can do. I've always suspected this, but to have it confirmed by these two beautiful beings with such joy. They were like, don't you get it? This is what you can do. Why don't you? I was like, oh, I'm on it. But I need you guys. I need you guys to see heaven on earth with me. Let's see healing. Let's see the earth waters turning into waters of which we've never seen before, like the living waters that run through the valleys in heaven. These frequencies can be brought forth here. Now we know them. We have had our hands and our feet in these rivers of life. We know their frequency. We come from those frequencies. It's so powerful, the potentials of the human being. So, understand this is a polarity system. It's based on charges, negative and positive charges. We have to start to learn how to use these charges to heal our planet and heal our bodies. And with that, we might be living a little bit longer than we did. I'm not signing up for too much longer. This is a great ride. It's fun. And I think that we're going to start to really be called into action because of the cry from Mother Earth. Our Earth is struggling because her children are still sleeping. So it is time for us to wake and wake to the power and the potential that our imagination can bring to this world. So imagine the most beautiful, heavenly Garden of Eden, Earth, you could ever see. And focus on this every day. See it, feel it, imagine it like it's real. When you can feel it, you're sending that signal into into the matrix, and that frequency will find its match and bring it into our world. We are the bridge. We are the imagination. We just need to do it. So I love you all. manifest well, then know I'm with you. And know there are many others that are with us too. And for all of you, the conveyance was gratitude. They are watching us evolve so quickly, and they are dancing. So, congratulations. Many of you have graduated, and many of you are in your senior year, and you're getting ready to graduate. So with that, I love you all. Thank you for being a part of my world. Thank you for being a part of my frequency. And may we share the gift of light with one another. So I love you all. May soul and spirit be with us all, and joy and favor fill us to overflow today and always. Namaste. We'll see you on the next one.